They didn't just wrestle. They didn't just perform. They made us believe. For decades, these men and women stepped between the ropes and gave us something money can't buy. Unforgettable moments. Childhood memories. Heroes we could cheer for on Saturday mornings and Monday nights. They sacrificed their bodies. They pushed through injuries that would sideline ordinary athletes for life. And they did it night after night, city after city, because they loved this business and they loved us. If these legends shaped your childhood, if their matches gave you memories you'll never forget, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the millions who refuse to let their legacy fade. Hulk Hogan, 1953 to 2025. Before there was a WWE universe, there was Hulkamania, 6-time WWE champion. The man who body slammed a 520-pound giant in front of 93,000 screaming fans at WrestleMania 3. The man who told every kid in America to say their prayers, take their vitamins, and believe in themselves. When Hulk Hogan stepped into that ring, you didn't just watch wrestling. You witnessed a cultural phenomenon. From Rocky III to the main event of WrestleMania, from the red and yellow to the black and white of the NWO, Hogan reinvented himself and dominated every era he touched. On July 24th, 2025, the world lost its real American. But those 24-inch pythons, they'll flex forever in our memories. Andre the Giant, 1946 to 1993. 7 feet 4 inches, over 500 pounds. But it wasn't his size that made Andre legendary. It was his heart. The 8th wonder of the world went 15 years without a single pinfall loss. He headlined the first WrestleMania. He transcended wrestling to become a Hollywood star in The Princess Bride. Andre wrestled through pain most of us can't imagine, his body ravaged by acromegaly. Yet he never complained. He entertained millions until the very end, passing away peacefully in his sleep at just 46. They say there will never be another Andre. They're right. The Ultimate Warrior, 1959 to 2014. No entrance, no wrestler, no moment, quite like the Ultimate Warrior. WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion. The only man to defeat Hulk Hogan clean in his prime at WrestleMania 6 in the Ultimate Challenge. Warrior was pure intensity, pure energy. When those ropes shook and that music hit, every kid in the arena believed they could run through walls. In April 2014, after years away, Warrior returned to WWE. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He appeared on Raw to deliver one final speech about legacies and the power of the fans. The next day, he collapsed from a heart attack outside his hotel. His final words to the WWE Universe: "Every man's heart one day beats its final beat." Warrior's beat stopped, but his spirit, it runs wild forever. Eddie Guerrero, 1967 to 2005. Viva la raza. Eddie Guerrero was more than a champion. He was proof that redemption exists. WWE Champion, US Champion, Tag Team Champion. One of the most gifted technical wrestlers to ever lace up boots. Eddie could make you laugh, make you cry, and make you believe a lie was the truth, all in the same match. He battled addiction and won. He climbed from rock bottom to the top of the mountain, holding the WWE Championship high at WrestleMania XX in a moment that made grown men weep. On November 13th, 2005, Eddie's enlarged heart, damaged by years of physical punishment, finally gave out. He was only 38. Owen Hart. Some wrestlers become champions. Owen Hart became everyone's favorite. 2-time Intercontinental Champion. 4-time Tag Team Champion. The King of Hearts, with technical skills that rivaled anyone in history. But what made Owen special wasn't his titles. It was his joy. Owen was the locker room prankster. The guy who made everyone laugh. The devoted family man who wrestled for his wife and kids, not for ego. On May 23rd, 1999, during a live pay-per-view stunt, Owen fell from the rafters of Kemper Arena. A harness malfunction, a tragedy that shook wrestling to its core. Owen was 34 years old. His brother Brett said it best. Owen was the best of all of us. Bray Wyatt, 1987 to 2023. Bray Wyatt didn't just create characters. He created entire universes. WWE Champion, two-time Universal Champion. The creative genius behind the Wyatt family, the Firefly Funhouse, and The Fiend, a character so terrifying and compelling that fans couldn't look away. Bray was a third-generation superstar who carved his own path. When his eerie entrance hit and thousands of phones lit up like fireflies, you knew you were witnessing something special. In August 2023, at just 36 years old, Bray suffered a heart attack after battling heart complications from COVID-19. He was on the verge of a triumphant return. Now, every time those fireflies glow in an arena, we remember Bray Wyatt showed us that wrestling could be art. Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, 1962 to 2002. 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, his home country of England. The Intercontinental Championship on the line against his own brother-in-law, Bret Hart. The British Bulldog delivered the performance of a lifetime. Two-time Intercontinental Champion, European Champion, Tag Team Champion with Dynamite Kid as one of the greatest tag teams ever. Davey Boy Smith combined raw power with surprising agility, executing moves that men half his size couldn't pull off. Years of back injuries and painkillers took their toll. In May 2002, while on vacation with his girlfriend, Davey Boy's heart gave out. He was only 39. Roddy Piper, 1954 to 2015. Roddy Piper was the greatest villain in wrestling history, and he never needed a championship to prove it. Intercontinental Champion, WWE Hall of Famer. The man who made WrestleMania a must-see television. Piper's Pit was appointment viewing. You never knew if he'd interview a guest or blindside them with a foreign object. He transcended wrestling to become a movie star in They Live and a pop culture icon. When Piper talked, everyone listened, because anything could happen. Hot Rod passed away from a heart attack in 2015 at age 61. But his legacy as the greatest talker and most unpredictable performer lives on in every heel who picks up a microphone. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, 1945 to 2015. Dusty Rhodes was the common man's champion, literally and figuratively. Three-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The man who delivered the greatest promo in wrestling history, Hard Times. Dusty didn't have the chiseled physique. He had something better, the ability to make every working-class fan see themselves in him. His sons Cody and Dustin have carried his legacy forward, but there was only one American Dream. When Dusty spoke about hard times, about struggling families and honest workers, he connected with souls, not just audiences. Dusty passed away in 2015 at age 69. But his fingerprints are on every underdog story wrestling has ever told. Chyna, the ninth wonder of the world, 1969 to 2016. She didn't just break the glass ceiling, she shattered it. Two-time Intercontinental Champion, the only woman in history to hold that title. Women's Champion, the enforcer of D-Generation X who could hang with any man on the roster. Chyna was a trailblazer in every sense. Before the women's revolution, before main events at WrestleMania, there was Chyna proving that women belonged in the spotlight, not as valets, but as warriors. Joni Laura passed away in 2016 from an accidental overdose at age 46. The pioneers on this list changed wrestling forever. If you believe their legacies deserve to be shared with the world, hit the share button. Let someone else experience these memories. Pass the torch. Chris Benoit, 1967 to 2007. In the ring, Chris Benoit was perfection. World Heavyweight Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion, the Rabid Wolverine, whose technical precision and intensity set the standard for an entire generation of wrestlers. His WrestleMania XX moment, embracing Eddie Guerrero as confetti fell, remains one of wrestling's most emotional images. What happened in June 2007 shocked the world. The investigation revealed severe brain damage from years of head trauma, a wake-up call that changed how wrestling views concussions forever. Benoit's story is complicated, painful, but his contributions to in-ring excellence cannot be erased, and the lessons learned from his tragedy have saved lives. Luke Harper, born Jonathan Huber on December 16, 1979. Luke Harper was an American professional wrestler best known as the backbone of the Wyatt family. His intensity and in-ring ability made every match feel like a fight for survival. On December 26, 2020, he passed away at the age of 41 from a rare lung condition called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Scott Hall, born Scott Oliver Hall on October 20th, 1958. Scott Hall was an American professional wrestler best known as Razor Ramon, the bad guy with the most charismatic sneer in wrestling. He was a four-time Intercontinental Champion and NWO founding member whose "Hey Yo" echoes forever. On March 14th, 2022, he passed away at the age of 63 following complications from hip surgery. Umaga, born Edward Smith Fatu on March 28, 1973. Umaga was an American professional wrestler of Samoan descent best known as the Samoan Bulldozer, who struck fear into every opponent. A monster heel whose intensity was matched only by his dedication to the craft. On December 4th, 2009, he passed away at the age of 36 from a heart attack. Curt Hennig, born Curtis Michael Hennig on March 28, 1958. Curt Hennig was an American professional wrestler best known as Mr. Perfect because he was perfect dropkick, perfect plex, perfect arrogance, a two-time Intercontinental Champion, and the benchmark for technical excellence. On February 10, 2003, he passed away at the age of 44 from acute cocaine intoxication. Yokozuna, born Rodney Agatapu, Anoa'i on October 2, 1966. Yokozuna was an American professional wrestler of Samoan descent best known as the 600-pound WWE champion who proved you could be both massive and agile. His bonsai drop was one of the most devastating finishers ever. On October 23, 2000, he passed away at the age of 34 from pulmonary edema. Brian Pillman, born Brian William Pillman on May 22, 1962. Brian Pillman was an American professional wrestler best known as the Loose Cannon, who blurred the line between reality and storyline. A revolutionary performer whose creativity was decades ahead of its time. On October 5, 1997, he passed away at the age of 35 from heart disease. Rick Rude, born Richard Irwin Rude on December 7, 1958. Rick Rude was an American professional wrestler best known as Ravishing Rick Rude with the most impressive physique and the most arrogant hip swivel in wrestling history. An Intercontinental and World Champion. On April 20th, 1999, he passed away at the age of 40 from heart failure. Fodder, born Leon Allen White on May 14th, 1955. Vader was an American professional wrestler best known for his entrance cry, "It's time, it's time, it's Vader time." A mastodon who could move like a cruiserweight and strike fear into any opponent worldwide. On June 18, 2018, he passed away at the age of 63 from pneumonia complicated by a heart condition. Test, born Andrew James Robert Patrick Martin on March 17, 1975. Test was a Canadian professional wrestler best known as a Canadian powerhouse whose big boot was among the most devastating in WWE. On March 13, 2009, he passed away at the age of 33 from an accidental overdose of oxycodone. Bam Bam Bigelow, born Scott Charles Bigelow on September 1, 1961. Bam Bam Bigelow was an American professional wrestler best known as the Beast from the East with flames tattooed on his head. a 400-pounder who could moonsault with absolutely unbelievable athleticism. On January 19, 2007, he passed away at the age of 45 from an overdose of cocaine and the anti-anxiety drug carisoprodol. Miss Elizabeth, born Elizabeth in Hewlett on November 19, 1960. Miss Elizabeth was an American professional wrestling manager best known as the First Lady of Wrestling, whose reunion with Randy Savage at WrestleMania 7 remains one of wrestling's most beautiful moments. On May 1, 2003, she passed away at the age of 42 from acute toxicity from a combination of painkillers and vodka. Big Boss Man, born Ray Washington Traylor Jr. on May 2, 1963. Big Boss Man was an American professional wrestler best known as the law-enforcing badass who could work a crowd like few big men could. A hardcore champion and beloved veteran. On September 22, 2004, he passed away at the age of 41 from a heart attack. Sherry Martel, born Sherry Lynn Schrull on February 8, 1958. Sherry Martel was an American professional wrestler and manager best known as Sensational Sherry, the greatest female manager in history and a WWE Women's Champion in her own right. Fierce, funny, and unforgettable. On June 15, 2007, she passed away at the age of 49 from an accidental overdose of oxycodone. Sabu, born Terry Michael Brunk on December 12, 1964. Sabu was an American professional wrestler best known as the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal ECW legend who defined extreme wrestling. His high-flying, table-breaking style influenced an entire generation. On February 6, 2025, he passed away at the age of 60. Sid Justice, born Sidney Raymond Udy on December 16, 1960. Sid Justice was an American professional wrestler best known as Psycho Sid, with a powerbomb that could pin anyone. A two-time WWE champion who headlined WrestleMania and made every arena feel the intensity. On August 26, 2024, he passed away at the age of 63. Ashley Massaro, born Ashley Marie Massaro on May 26, 1979. Ashley Massaro was an American professional wrestler and model best known as the Diva Search winner who brought infectious energy to every appearance. Despite her success, she struggled with personal demons. Tragically, she chose to say goodbye on May 16, 2019 at the age of 39. Mike Awesome, born Michael Lee Alfonso on January 24, 1965. Mike Awesome was an American professional wrestler best known as ECW champion whose power bombs were legendary. A big man who could fly. Tragically, he chose to say goodbye on February 17, 2007 at the age of 42. Carrie von Erich, born Carrie Jean Adkisson on February 3, 1960. Carrie Von Erich was an American professional wrestler best known as the Texas Tornado, Intercontinental Champion and member of wrestling's most tragic family. The discus punch, the athleticism. Despite his success, he struggled with addiction and personal loss. Tragically, he chose to say goodbye on February 18, 1993 at the age of 33. Chris Kanyon, born Christopher Morgan Kluxeritz on January 4, 1970. Chris Kanyon was an American professional wrestler best known for his catchphrase, "Who better than Kanyon?" An innovative wrestler who deserved more recognition. Despite his talents, he struggled with depression and personal demons. Tragically, he chose to say goodbye on April 2, 2010 at the age of 40. Luna Vachon, born Gertrude Elizabeth Vachon on January 12, 1962. Luna Vachon was a Canadian professional wrestler best known as the most unique female performer of her era. Fearless, intense, and impossible to forget. On August 27, 2010, she passed away at the age of 48 from an accidental overdose of oxycodone and benzodiazepine. Bruno Sammartino. Born Bruno Leopoldo Francesco Sammartino on October 6, 1935. Bruno Sammartino was an Italian-American professional wrestler best known as the longest reigning WWE champion in history with a combined 4,040 days. The living legend. On April 18, 2018, he passed away at the age of 82 after a life well lived. Bobby Heenan. Born Raymond Lewis Heenan on November 1, 1943. Bobby Heenan was an American professional wrestling manager and commentator best known as the Brain, the greatest manager and commentator in history. His wit was unmatched, his timing perfect. On September 17, 2017, he passed away at the age of 73 after battling throat cancer. Gorilla Monsoon. Born Robert James Morella on June 4, 1937. Gorilla Monsoon was an American professional wrestler and commentator best known as the voice of our childhood. His "Will You Stop?" banter with Bobby Heenan was commentary perfection. On October 6, 1999, he passed away at the age of 62 from heart failure. The Iron Sheik. Born Hossein Khosrow Ali Vaziri on March 15, 1942. The Iron Sheik was an Iranian-American professional wrestler best known as the villain Hulk Hogan defeated to launch Hulkamania. He later became a social media legend. On June 7, 2023, he passed away at the age of 81. Harley Race. Born Harley Leland Race on April 11, 1943. Harley Race was an American professional wrestler best known as an 8-time NWA World Champion. The King before there were kings. One of the toughest men to ever live. On August 1, 2019, he passed away at the age of 76 from lung cancer. The Fabulous Moolah. Born Mary Lillian Ellison on July 22, 1923. The Fabulous Moolah was an American professional wrestler best known for holding the Women's Championship for nearly 28 years. A pioneer who paved the way. On November 2, 2007, she passed away at the age of 84 from shoulder replacement surgery complication. Shad Gaspard, 1981 to 2020. This one is different. This one shows you who these men really are. In May 2020, Shad Gaspard was swimming at Venice Beach with his 10-year-old son when they were caught in a powerful riptide. Lifeguard arrived and could only save one person at a time. Shad told them to save his son first. A wave took Shad under. His son survived. That's not a wrestling character being heroic. That's a father making the ultimate sacrifice. That's the kind of man behind the face paint and entrance music. WWE honored Shad with their Warrior Award in 2022. His son, now a teenager, continues to carry his father's legacy forward.